Yeah.
To Josh's point earlier, am I wise? Am I smart? No, I am not, but I'm going to take up 15 minutes anyway. So I just want to acknowledge. I had down here 40. I want to acknowledge this is a big responsibility, and I'm really honored that Josh had asked me. I also want to note that I know and recognize and acknowledge how much of Josh's reputation and professional credibility is on the line, contingent on the success or flop of today's effort. Not off to a great start, sir. So, the title of this afternoon's talk is Show Me the Money, which I recognize, I understand a few of you in the room might associate with a famous movie, but that, in fact, is what Dr. Gutierrez said to me on my first day here as I was shown my desk, my chair, and the description of the economic development grant we wanted to get for the apprenticeship center. So, in preparation for today's effort, my first thought was simply to revisit a few of our past grant resource achievements around the dozens of jobs and hundreds of students that we get to be a part of providing for our campus and community every year. Alternately, I could have just continued with our Grants Resource Lunch and Learn series and the theme of why grants are like puppies. Because puppies are adorable and everyone loves big buckets of cash, but we always forget about the mess and the maintenance. Then I thought, in the interest of providing you some education, that it might be fun if we played an interactive game of Know Your CFRs. Thank you. Which would be a great discussion of critical federal grants contract and federal office management and budget, or OMB, published guidance. Yeah. Thank you, Zach. We'll talk after. You know, there is just so much potential here and in this talk, and really no direction whatsoever. But I'm guessing that will change after this one. I want to keep it relevant, though, for all of you, and because I know I'm between you and cake now, I want to talk about something that I know is on everyone's mind today. And no, not the latest Go figure. Today, I'd like to cover a topic that I think everyone in the room can relate to. Yes, that's right, superheroes. Those of brightly covered cape and costume, or sometimes stern countenance and an unhealthy obsession with a certain winged mammal or eight-legged arachnid. You know, one sees a lot of them lately. At the movies, on TV, in print, and taking over the toy sections of your local department store or theme park destination. Our modern age brings these exploits to us louder and more dramatically than ever. We are inundated with images of web-slinging and high-tech armor and cosmic powers. And I have to admit that there are days where, decked out in my KCC Badger logo attire, I feel as if just having secured another big grant for a capital project or another round of student scholarship funds that I, Grant Sky, have single-handedly eradicated the foul villain Ignorus Maximus. All that's missing is some dramatic music and a piece of cloth tied at the neck, flowing, billowing out behind me. I mean, sure, I had to do it as a submission through a web portal in grants.gov, not my own super strength. But still, sometimes it's difficult not to buy into one's own press. Gotta be careful with the ego, I heard a great man say. Until, that is, I learned about a homeless student trying to take an online course from their car on a cell phone. Or I see a student in tears sitting on the curb in front of Founders Hall because they're brought down by the stress and the strain of the effort. Until I take a moment to review the gut-wrenching stories about those in need throughout our student community during our scholarship review process. The students who struggle with jobs and families to get the trainings and degrees to change their lives for the better. Until I experienced the kryptonite of someone's obnoxious Facebook post, "Why are you serving them?" And I gotta say, it's days like that where suddenly I don't feel quite as stupendous. It's days like that that strike me with more impact than biff, boom, pow. Days where it seems it might be time to hang up the metaphorical tights, honest, and try something different. And I think it must be easy for a superhero to view the world from a bird's eye perspective, to think of all of your battles as epic, and defeat every broadly painted evil mastermind by the last flip of that 4-color newsprint page, or by the time the credits and the extra 4 mid-credit scenes roll at the end of the latest FX-rich blockbuster. What about the rest of us, though? What about those at street level who don't have any spandex hanging in our closets? What if we can't remember the last time we even saw a phone booth, let alone had to change in one? And I know what some of you in the room are thinking. What's a phone booth, boomer? The truth is that it doesn't take a strange visitor from another planet to do what it is that we do, that you do at this college. It doesn't take IS's equipment budget, a millionaire playboy's riches, or a cave filled with high-tech gizmos. With tremendous respect for Messrs. Siegel, Schuster, Lee, and our colleague, Mr. Ludke, founder of the KCC Comic-Con, I think I finally come to realize that you don't need great power to take on great responsibility. Observe as our president and our KCC cabinet leadership manifest critical projects like on-campus childcare, manifest these into existence by a sheer force of will because it's the right thing to do. Witness KCC's commitment to keeping campus open and accessible during the pandemic. Watch in awe as our regional stakeholders contribute nearly $1 million to the completion of our 30,000 square foot apprenticeship center. Observe the dedication and compassion of our KCC faculty and staff to keeping our campus safe and clean, and to providing quality programs, and to meeting our students where they are at. So no, it might not be the Avengers Tower or the Hall of Justice, but I get to work in a place where hundreds of people, everyone in this room, in fact, are creating possibilities for thousands every day. And I want you to know, none of these folks are able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, nor are any of them grim avengers of the night, though I have my suspicions about Chris Stickles. Nope. The thing that sets these people, you people, aside isn't a symbol on your chest, but the warmth in your heart and a devotion to contributing something beyond yourselves to the lives of others. And that, friends, is the lesson and the why of what we in Grants Resource get to do. It is also the key to our future success and the impacts we hope will continue to have on this work. You see, it doesn't take a superhero to meet these challenges of higher education head on. All it takes is each of us, all of us, deciding we want to make a difference. It's all it takes to be able to do amazing things. So, wish as I might for super speed and heat vision, I am not a superhero. Then again, I don't have to be. This has been my KCC Ed Talk. Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon and good night.